What's up, everybody? I'm back with another mouse review. It's been a little while, but I finally have another mouse in my hands that's relatively new and really interesting for the first time. Honestly, in 2021, something's come out that's surprised me and is quite different, and it is the Steelseries Prime mouse. This is not the wireless one. I just don't have the cord plugged in at the moment. But it is a Rainbow Six Siege collaboration between Steelseries and the game itself, where they have designed a black ice mouse. And I think this is really cool, and that mouse companies should do this way more often, because let me tell you, the design on this thing looks spot on to what the game Black Ice looks like. I'm a big fan of the game Rainbow Six Siege, and the moment I saw this, I was like, okay, yep, not too interested in the Steelseries mice, but I'm going to get this. And since getting it, it's kind of surprised me on its build quality and everything about it. It's way better than I had expected. I've never been much a Steelseries fan. I've had the mouse pads from long ago and since upgraded, or just collected different ones. And I had low expectations for this mouse, but it's pretty good. The clicks are nice. The side buttons are both really solid. Actually, some of the nicer side buttons. The positioning on them is not great, but like it's plenty serviceable. My thumb just maybe slides a little up to where I like to rest it, but it's not bad. And its ergonomic shape is decent. It's definitely a large mouse. Like here, I'll bring out the Razer Orochi, which is a small mouse, and you can just see from my crappy camera angle that it is way bigger than the Razer Orochi V2. And while I will say I'm not an ergonomic fan per se, while I'm kind of using a semi-ergonomic mouse, for whatever reason, these two mice felt similar to me. Not in like the shapes, because they're not even close, but just it's ergonomic, this mouse is, but it doesn't feel like overpowering. So if you want something that is a little bit in between, I guess, between ergonomic and ambidextrous, I think this is a really good option. The build quality is absolutely insane. There's no creaking at all. The feet are honestly really solid. I didn't expect anything out of the stock feet from a Steelseries mouse, but they're pretty good. The scroll wheel is really well tensioned. Honestly, I haven't used it too much, but it's better than expected. And honestly, it's probably better than my Ultralight 2 scroll wheel, which is kind of crappy. It like bounces around. This is pretty firm. It clicks in nicely, and it's a good mouse. I bought this just kind of being like, oh, I want this for the Black Ice, but I might actually get around to using this relatively often, and that comes from someone who has a modded G Pro Wireless Superlight. I have an Ultralight 2. I have the Orochi. I have the Grexa Vancer, whatever that mouse is called, the wireless. I have quite a few nice mice, and this is up there, especially coming from someone that's not an ergonomic fan. Pretty good, pretty good. Um, yeah. Aside from the look itself, I would say this shape leads towards someone that has relatively bigger hands. I do not have big hands. I'd say I'm between small and medium sized hands, but I can still use this mouse for the most part. I would have to palm it, maybe like a little bit of a fingertip, but I mean, if I clawed, it feels a little bit big for me. But that's kind of why I use the Orochi. My mouse grip changes on the day. I can go from kind of a claw to a fingertip. Don't really palm that much, but Um, yeah. Aside from that, I do recommend this if one, you're a Rainbow Six Siege fan, you just like the aesthetic. Two, if you are a fan of ergonomic mice. If you're not a fan of ergonomic mice at all, don't even bother. It's it's not overpowering, but it's larger, and it's definitely going to suit the ergonomic fans much more. It's not quite like a Ponage Ultra Custom. That thing is curved like a banana. Um, and Yeah, I mean the feet slide pretty well. I was quite surprised when I like spun it like this. Like this is just an esports Tiger mouse pad. It's not like an artisan or anything where it's crazy in speed. But this thing spins like crazy. Like that. That's all it goes for the Orochi. But this thing just keeps going. These feet are incredible, and they're the stock ones. Same with the Orochi. Um, it does come with a wire. The you know it's a stock wire. It's not going to be a paracord or anything, but it is detachable, which I find to be really useful. It's not USB-C. It's the micro USB, similar to the complaints with the G Pro Wireless Superlight. But to be honest, does that really matter that much? No. It doesn't affect your performance. It's not going to make you a better player. Having this mouse compared to this mouse may not change your aim whatsoever, but it's just about a feel, really. And I'll tell you, the feel in this mouse with the coating, aside from just the look, is pretty good. It feels like a different kind of plastic, even though I don't think it's necessarily is. It almost feels like a hollow mouse, which kind of feels weird with like the weight distribution, but like hollow sounds bad, but it just means it's light. While this mouse is pretty damn big, it is light. I believe it's only 61 grams, it says in the box. I'll have to pull out the box here. Yeah, the Rainbow Six Siege Black Ice Edition. 69 grams. Okay, so a little bit heavier than I thought. But even still, like side by side to the Orochi, they feel about the same to me. The Ultralight 2 is definitely going to be lighter, but this is one of the lightest mice around, so you're not going to find anything much lighter than that unless you're getting the wireless version in the Starlight. Whoops, shit, just bumped that. Whoops. Amateur hours, am I right? But yeah, I'm using this mouse on a pretty solid mouse pad. Not going to call it artisan tier, but it works for me. And it's good. So that kind of begs the question whether or not you want to go wireless or not. If you're a big fan of this color scheme with the black ice and you don't care about wireless, obviously go for the color scheme that you like. You're not going to gain much of an advantage in the wireless aspect unless you are absolutely overly bugged by the cord itself. To me, it's not too big of a deal. I can switch back and forth. I prefer wireless, but that's really the only downside in this mouse. I won't say it's exactly for me, but for someone with bigger hands, likes an ergonomic shape, doesn't mind a wire, this is a great mouse. Absolutely phenomenal option. The sensor is placed in a slightly strange spot, I guess. It almost looks off center, but that's just because of the ergonomic shape. So that might take a bit of getting used to, but I don't think it should affect too much. It didn't really matter much to me. And I have over like 25 mice. I collect these, and this is probably in my top 10 of build quality. And like I said, I've plenty of really solid mice, and this is in the top threshold of them. So if you're looking for a reasonably priced, really cool aesthetic, ergonomic, larger size mouse, the Steelseries Prime is definitely something that you're going to be wanting to look into, especially this Black Ice edition. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. We'll see you guys soon with another mouse review and plenty of other awesome content that the Vitabois have been putting out. Thanks everyone for the responses that we've been getting and everything. It definitely means a lot, and we're trying to grow the Vitabois one day at a time. Thanks.